If you have a product that you want to sell on TikTok Shop and you want to make well over $100,000 with it, then stick around for the next couple of minutes. I'm going to give you my exact launch blueprint that I follow every time I launch a product on TikTok Shop. I've also helped dozens of people copy this and they've been successful with their listings. So it works across all different types of listings in different niches. You just got to follow this. So right now I'm in my phone scrolling on TikTok Shop, and one of the big things we have to look for, and you can find great examples of this, is packaging. And no, I don't mean someone's actual packaging of their product. I mean the entire package of how it's being presented to a potential customer. Let's click on this random thing. I'm not talking about this box over here on the left. I'm talking about the listing photos first and foremost. Let's make sure that these are right. So if I'm selling any sort of product that's beauty or similar to this, I can copy this framework. They show the package and they show the product in number one. Number two has a nice colored background that matches their brand colors, has some info, shows the product. It does that again. This is very Amazon style. So what I recommend is to get your listing photos right. Go look at a couple big listings in the industry. Could be on Amazon, could be on TikTok, but that's step one with packaging. Now, number two is going to be offer structure. Okay. So for an example, if we go take a look at this water bottle here right now, okay, their listing photos are pretty simple. They're not really making much, but they got two different colors. That's their offer. That's not very good. But you'll see some of these people will have a multi-pack you can buy, or instead of one, it's two that you can buy, right? Look at this, 2-pack, you've got a 3-pack, different offer structures. That's one way that you can differentiate yourself. Now let's move on to the stuff that's actually going to get you sales. All right. This is one of my TikTok shops here, only selling one product all the way through here. You can see the start, nice and choppy, slow and steady, whatever you want to call it, worked its way up, did 138,000 in basically the last 12 months. Exactly. So super awesome. I really haven't done anything with this thing in 6 months. It just sits there and makes me like 10 grand a month. Now, the important thing here when it comes to actually getting sales, we're trying to replicate this section and then get you to this like pop point as quick as possible, because it can happen a lot quicker than this. All I did in this first batch of getting this momentum, I made videos, because the truth is when you're going to sell on TikTok Shop, the number one source of sales early on for you should be from your content, videos that you are making, or at least are going up on your brand page. Now, when it comes to actually making videos, there's the only tool that we use at all for anything TikTok Shop related is called KaloData. Basically, let's say that we are selling, a woman's probiotic, whatever. Let's just take this example. All right. So we'll open this thing up. It'll pop it open. It shows they're giving a 30% commission rate, which is really high for a big product like this. But in the last month, they made $1.5 million. Sweet. Okay. So if I'm selling anything similar, it doesn't even have to be, it could just be a woman's supplement. I know that this works. So I can scroll down here in KaloData. I can look at the videos. This one video that, you can see if they're running ads to it or not. They're not running ads on this. This made almost $250,000 freaking dollars in a 17-second video. Are you kidding me? Maybe if I'm selling this product, it's worthwhile for me to click on it and watch what they did, right? What happened? Okay. It's probably a funny video. Who knows? Whatever. Let's just copy that and film like 5 different variations of it, right? And if you have a different product, it's not really like you're copying, right? So we can go through here and just copy like their 10, 20 best videos, and we can do this for everything in our industry. It doesn't have to be one-to-one. Like if you're selling supplements, there's a lot of supplements out there, right? So you just copy the video framework. Most of these videos seem pretty short, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, like they're not that long. So you can try all sorts of different stuff, but that allows us to see exactly what's working and make our own videos, because everybody wants to use affiliates and creators. That's all the rage on TikTok. Everybody talks about it, and that's fine. I'll get you there. You'll make money. But look at this graph. All that happened through here was my own content. Now, when we hit like this point here, what happened here where it's just a higher average? It was just continuing to work its way up. I managed to get 2 people who were small creators to agree to a deal where instead of like the 20% commission that we were offering, I said, I'm going to give you 45% commission. I know it sounds crazy. In exchange for them posting one video every day. And I offered that to many people. A couple people took it, but only 2 dudes actually stuck with it. And they did it for multiple months. And during this point, I was building up the listing, the amount sold, the reviews. We want a lot of reviews on our thing. Let's go look at these shaker cups here. 5,600 sold. They have 500 reviews. That's a really good ratio, by the way. But now this is kind of undisruptable. And if I'm not certain if this is a good product, well, I'm validated by the fact that it has a lot of reviews. I'm like, okay, this must be good. A lot of people like it. I can also scroll down and take a look at those reviews. So it's very important to go through that build-in stage, especially if you're selling a product that's like beauty, hair care, supplements, any snack, a candy, right? I helped a dude make like $2 million selling freeze-dried candy on TikTok. Anything you consume, right? If somebody's taking it or it's like on their skin, like there's a bigger trust factor there. So more reviews helps. So what you should do is during this time, offer people a much higher commission. And this is the truth of the matter. You just need to offer a high commission rate, because once you've started proving the concept a little bit yourself, you reach out to affiliates. And you can sit there all day long manually DMing people. You can actually go on KaloData. Let's say we click into a product here. We can see literally every single creator who is promoting the brand and how much money they've made. So you can try to snipe them. I'd actually recommend going for some of the smaller people that are making your competitors like 5 to 10K a month. It'd be a little easier to get and offer them a much, much higher commission rate. But what you can do is use a tool that I love called Yuka. Okay. Now the Yuka bot is actually the only automation tool that TikTok endorses. So my TikTok rep actually introduced us to this like 7 or 8 months ago. And it's the only one that TikTok uses. It has a direct integration. This is, think about it as like an automation bot that's going to send like 1,000 messages a day on your behalf. So instead of DMing people, it's very easy to just go broad on this. And this is like the only tool that we use in terms of like, besides KaloData, like this is just an outreach tool that allows us to scale. But we've sent 60,000 messages in like the last 2 months, 3 months with a 2.7% reply rate, right? So if we go take a look at some of these details here, like this campaign, we reached out to 13,000 people, got 500 replies, okay? Now we didn't have this set up because we were doing it a little different, but again, here's another example. 13,500 replies, 130 people requested samples. Out of that, I probably approved like 70 of them because they were pretty big creators. Because what I can do, I can create a new bot is what they call it. And this whole dashboard looks horrible. You just call it test. We're going to do a message and the open collab, right? So we'll offer people that. We'll put in our product ID. Let me grab that. All right, we're going to add that in here. It's a random product that we're not actually selling. Cool. Then we can add this whole message, whatever we want to do. Cool. Let's just say that it's right. And then now I can select who I want to target. Categories. Do I want them to be in the kitchen space, shoes, women's underwear, whatever? You know, like if we're in the beauty space, beauty and personal care, perfect. I don't care about their followers. I do care about their sales. So I'm going to go for people that have minimum made $1,000. If you want to target bigger people, go 10. But when you're early on, you're still a new listing, you're going to want smaller creators as well. So I'll target like both of those people and now we're good. Okay. So it's automatically stopped. I can hit start and launch this, right? There's over 10,000 creators in here. There's probably like 50,000 that it will reach out to. Right? And it'll just send a drip of a couple hundred to a couple thousand messages every single day. So this is a tool you can use once you're making a few $100s in sales a week on your store. And I say that because TikTok has a restriction on how many people you can message, and that's based on how much money you're doing in sales. So that's something that should happen later, and you need to be aggressive with offering people a high commission rate in the beginning. And I will leave a link as well as a discount code down below to both those tools. It's literally the only tools we use relating to TikTok Shop in any way. But they do give us a discount because we send them a lot of people. Again, it's the only tools we use. So we refer them a lot of clients. Over this whole sales history, what is the one thing, literally only the one thing that stayed consistent the whole freaking time? The entire time, which helped me get a lot of sales, which you should absolutely do, is the whole time throughout this, I had what's called a flash deal running. You ever been on TikTok? We'll scroll back over here and you click on a listing here. Nope, not this one. Nope, let's see here. Nope, not this one. Let's open this up. Nope, not, oh man, come on, where is this? Right here, let's see this. 2Life air filter or whatever. See where it says flash deal, ends in 17 hours, 9 minutes. Whenever we have this on, our conversion rate increases by about 30%. Now, how do you do this? Well, you know you can have a perpetual flash deal running. I actually have a friend who does 10-minute flash deals and they just restart every 10 minutes throughout the day. So here's what you do. In your Seller Center dashboard, hey, you made $3,000 last week on this one. You're going to jump over here into marketing and promotions. And then under here, you're going to hit create promotion and you have a flash deal. So this is actually pretty easy to set up. You know, I'll just put number 1 and then eventually we're going to have number 2, number 3. Here's how you set this up because you're going to want to actually stack it so that one always runs. A flash deal will show the countdown timer like this if it is less than 24 hours. Now you can run the flash deal for up to 2 days. So what I do is I'll set this up. Let's just say that, you know, we're going to have this thing launch at 10:25 a.m. I'm going to run it until tomorrow at 10:24 a.m. Okay. I'm going to put in my product, select it, put in the discount price, and I'm going to hit launch, agree and publish. And then I'm going to create another one that starts, see this, where this one ended at February 21st. I'm going to start the next one at February 21st at 10:25 a.m., just 1 minute later. And I'll keep this going. You can schedule them out. So I'll sit here, for, you know, I don't even do it now. We have a VA, but I'd sit there for 10 minutes and I would make the flash deals for the next 2 weeks. It's very easy to do, but then it just recycles. So it always has a discount code with a countdown timer, which just helps people get pushed to make a decision. And that's really what we're looking for. And I'll give you a prime example of that. This is our school group we have. It's like our beginner training, if you will. It's like $50 a month if you guys want to check it out and learn all things e-com and TikTok shop. But inside of here, we had somebody a little bit abnormal who was their first week on TikTok. And he's like, hey, I'm doing all the growth opportunities and the unique stuff that I'll show you in a second on TikTok shop. Supply ran out of bags. Like, hey, here are my first 7 days. Like, is this normal for it to move so quickly? And he did $5,000 in the first week. I'm like, no, that's not normal. He had no affiliates. It was just his own content. So this is an abnormal, result of what can happen when your videos do well. And he definitely had flash deals running, right? Because we follow two frameworks. First of all, we have a low price. I'll give you that secret. You should price yourself low in the beginning to build that listing. You get a high conversion rate. TikTok will push you a little more. So if you want to sell for 25 or 29, just start it at 20, bro. Just start. If you're sourcing for less than $10, just start it at 20 and just see where it goes. You can always raise it. But this guy had a freaking awesome result. I sent him back a message. I'm like, definitely not normal. Great work. The biggest lever anyone can pull on TikTok shop is creating their own content and getting views. Nice work, which is awesome. We had a ton of people in here like that are talking about stuff. I showed one of my other stores there. People like getting help with category qualifications that are having violations or different issues, killing an ad, like people that are making money with Facebook. So all sorts of stuff with ecom. You guys can check this out. There's a lot of product research conversations in here. So it's a really, really good spot in terms of just learning everything to do with ecom. So that's our beginner program, if you will. Now, one thing that I did want to show you is what that guy was talking about with the growth opportunities. So if you go down to the growth tab here, TikTok always has different things running. It's different for every seller. So you'll see different stuff if you're brand new. Like, you put in products or, you do all sorts of little challenges, like create 3 flash deals, which you can do right now. It's going to improve your conversion. It even says. So if you create those 3, look, I had already done it. So it automatically gave us this reward. Look at this. I just got $90 in customer vouchers. So this is broken up as $5 coupons. So whatever that is, like the next, 18 people get $5 off who buy our product, which obviously increases our conversion rate a lot because we sell for like $25. Awesome. Post 12 shoppable videos. That's free to do, and they'll get $130 in customer vouchers. You should be doing all these because it'll give your customers discounts, but you get the full amount. TikTok pays for it. All of this is free money right here that is so easy to grab. So you should definitely be taking advantage of that. Most people don't. And finally, if you are fulfilling the orders yourself, which I actually was in the beginning on this brand out of my house, it got crazy. But if you're doing that, I actually recommend putting handwritten notes, just short ones, inside of every package. Now, I did this for maybe 500 of our first couple thousand. And I was basically saying, like, thank you for your order. We really appreciate it. It would mean a lot if you left a review. Let us know if you need anything. And I wouldn't always put the review part in every single one. I felt a little weird about it. But that really helped us get a high review ratio. And in those early sales, that matters. That matters a lot. Once you get 200-300 sales, it's kind of hard to actually disrupt it. 5-10 bad reviews is really not going to hurt you at all. But it's one of those things that I really care about. I reach out to every customer who leaves a 3-star review or lower. I try to get them to change their mind. I offer them another product. We'll offer them a refund. I just try to fix the problem, whatever it might be. And I've actually been pretty successful in doing that. That helps keep our average review ratio really high. But in the beginning, if you're fulfilling, throw in some handwritten notes, go the extra mile. So now you have everything you need to build a successful TikTok shop and launch that product and actually make sales with it, because most people get stuck. If you need help, go check out the school group down below. I highly recommend joining that. You'll immediately get a one-on-one onboarding call with you and one of our coaches. You'll get access to our group calls, multiple courses that are $1,000 each. You'll get those for free, all for $50 a month. You get the community, all of it. And then I also have a free training down below. If you want to see the brand that I just showed right here that did 138,000, newsflash, it's actually making a heck of a lot more than this. It'll do probably $160,000 this month between all the platforms. So that's why I'm so excited to talk about TikTok Shop with you today, because this is just the launch point for you for something greater. So focus on this, implement what I just told you, and you will definitely be on your way to getting some super sick results. So check out the resources down below. I'll put it all down there, and I'll see you in the next video.